I was asking her, I'm like, what's the secret of your success? And she said, well, we make it with love.
Yeah.
How do we as business leaders and how do we restore a level of humanity to the business interaction and create,
because it's cold for the most part these days.
Well, and we have already moved, like several years, about 20 years ago. The two authors coined the phrase the experience economy. And we are now squarely in the experience economy. They were saying this is coming. These are where the consumer trends are going, and how people behave, and what we just now, and we understand this because we're all consumers as well.
Totally.
We demand more of where we're spending our time, money, and effort, and
For sure.
And resources. We want people to understand. We want businesses to understand us. We want them to be kind. We want them to give us recommendations. We want them to know us, right?
Yeah, totally.
And use our name and say, hey, Dan, I know you love XYZ. Let me get this for you.
Totally.
Just like Will Guidara, right? Like it's like, he overheard, they want a taco, or tacos on the mind.
Yeah,
it's like always on the mind. Every day is Taco Tuesday.
They wanted a hot dog.
They wanted a hot dog, and he's like, I can make this special for them.
Yeah.
Now think about it. They're at a beautiful restaurant.
For sure.
Like high-end restaurant.
It's like the complete antithesis of kind of like more or less what he was trying to create, but at the same time, not.
Exactly.
It wasn't necessarily about, at least to Will, about the food. It was about giving
the gesture.
It was the gesture, right?
Absolutely.
For sure.
Well, it was the kindness, right? Like for them, that was something that they're just like, he overheard, and he wanted to create wow.
Yeah.
He wanted to create something that was special, for them.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you're in Mexico City. It's like there is just this desire to create something. I went to my favorite quesadilla place in Coyoacán, and I mean, I've been going there for a really long time, and I just love it. It's like the flavors I long for. It's a crispy.
Do they recognize you now when you walk in?
I mean, I've
sure.
been there a number of times.
Yeah.
And so we went in, and I was asking her, I'm like, what's the secret of your success? And she said, well, we make it with love.
Yeah.
That was her
Totally.
knee-jerk reaction.
Yep.
Her just like, that was her. It wasn't like, we've been around a long time. It was, we make it with love. And it's just, that is what is just so prevalent in every experience that we have.
Well, and I think it's baked into the Mexican community and the culture there.
Ethos,
That's the ethos, and it's in the core. The passion is very much a huge part of their identity. Where in America, I think it is, but it's in a different way.
Yeah. Well, and it's so outward focused.
Yes.
It's like,
it's very
how can
outward
I
focused.
provide a great experience for you, even with perfect strangers?
Yep.
It just happens. Like this, I was in Tulum, and I went to this street taco place, and I was just like geeking
amazing.
out, right?
Yeah,
it's the trompo, the al pastor. Al pastor?
I love al
the
pastor.
best
It's like
ever.
it's probably my favorite kind of.
And
taco.
there's like,
Yeah.
he was like shaving off this huge chunk that was charred, and I love char on pastor.
Yep.
It's just like, I love it.
Yeah, please.
Not everyone does,
Yeah.
but I do.
Yeah.
Please, exactly. And so he's shaving this off. I'm recording it on my phone, and he shaves it off and throws it in the trash right in front of me.
And you just
I was like,
no, it's the best piece.
I went from like, oh my gosh, that looks.
Yes,
it's like slow motion. I'm like, don't do it.
Please don't throw that.
And
in the
he
trash.
heard me, didn't say a word. And the next thing that he shaved off had some char on it, and he just hands it to me in his hands.
Yeah.
Hands it to me. I, of course, eat it like instantly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, thank you. And I'm like, dude, you threw away the best piece.
Yes.
And he's like, obviously most of his customers don't like that.
Yeah.
And so I can't understand them, but so he's like he shaves off the next piece and hands me some more right there.
Yeah.
That it's like that. It's the hot dog. Like that's the hot dog at 11th Madison Park. It's like he heard. He's like, I care. And this was like just random dude.
Yeah.
You know,
just a random dude on the street.
He cares. And I think that's what is like a huge differentiator that transforms, that's transformed me. That's really been transformative for people that I take to Mexico City, these CEOs and founders. They're like, to experience this in a place where you're a little bit out of your context and what you're used to, and to experience it in a way where you're like, wow, it spurs on these conversations of like, what does this look like in my SaaS business?
Yeah, totally.
You know, like
especially
what's the equivalent?
Especially in B2B.
Totally.
Because like I feel like D2C experiences have always been a little bit, a little bit more customer focused, even before the experience, economy was kind of coined. But I think, especially the last couple of years, it's really come to fruition in B2B, because like B2B has been so stuck in more or less their ways for so long, and not necessarily realized that like, all of our metrics that we're tracking aren't necessarily leading to like business outcomes.
Right.
And at the heart of it, like people do buy from people.
Yeah.
And, and we're now starting to see like, influencer marketing come to fruition on LinkedIn with like LinkedIn influencers now. And like all of this stuff is coming to fruition now in B2B.
Yeah. Well, and it's exactly what you said. It's we're humans still making a decision with another human and having an interaction. And I think we've moved away, and the sooner that our businesses and our own mindset can move away to an elevated process of thinking about it, and so we're not just stuck in this transaction land. Transaction is, I give you money, you give me something, and we call it. Yep. Right. This is where we've evolved past that in our society. For sure. And it is all about the personal relationship, right? Yep. How do we build a relationship? How do we what do we talk about? Lifetime value of a customer.
Exactly.
Right? And those customers can be B2B, they can be D2C customers, whatever it is. But how do we evolve from, and how do we level up and realize and embrace this idea of we're actually creating a relationship with someone, and not just getting money from them.